Tonight, the depth of the crisis, the emergency at our southern border is being exposed as Homeland Security officials say migrants are, quote, renting babies. Think about that. Renting children, babies, to speed up their trip across the border into the United States of America. It is a practice that acting ICE Director Mark Morgan warned us about right here on this program back in April. I want you to see.
Right now, Trish, it's so bad right now. The system is so overwhelmed that the individuals coming across to the family, you grab a kid, whether they're really your kid or you're renting them, which is happening, and you come across illegally, you're being allowed in now. And because they're so overwhelmed, they're not even claiming asylum. They're not even claiming fear. They're just coming across illegally. If you got a kid, in a few hours, you're allowed into our country, never to be heard from again.
Wow. Now, this is all happening as the number of border apprehensions hits a 13-year high. Think about that. Nearly 700,000 people have come into this country illegally, or tried to, this year. We are getting some new video tonight showing another large group of Central American migrants just walking around the border wall there, hanging out in Arizona. This happened just 2 days ago. Joining me right now for reaction to all of it, author of Reaper Threat Zero, retired Brigadier General Anthony Tata. It's good to see you again, sir. General,
great to see you, Trish.
You know, is this a military matter at this point? I mean, are we in jeopardy here? We have gotten reports that Chinese nationals are being smuggled in, or they tried to smuggle some Chinese nationals in. There's reports of members of ISIS that are being smuggled in. I mean, how do we know who the heck is coming in if we don't have any kind of border?
Well, we don't. But, you know, there's an old saying, Trish, that the closer you get to the objective, the more intense the enemy fire. And so as President Trump rightfully attempts to secure our border and moves billions of dollars to do so, pledges to build the wall and continue to build more wall, what we see on the left and from our enemies abroad is this assault on our border, and it's that maxim. As we are doing more at the border, they are challenging that because our enemies and the Democrats do not want this wall built. You know, there's another term for renting babies. It's called human trafficking, and you know, when people are human trafficking, terrorists do that, and they use children as shields. Saddam Hussein, back in the first Gulf War, used children as shields. A lot of our enemies have used children as shields. And if we had any question whether or not these were enemies coming across the border, there's no question now, because these children are human shields to allow for the safe passage of ne'er-do-wells, enemies of our nation.
And who the heck knows who else, right? And they're being rented out for, you know, roughly $300 and change a trip, which really is tragic when you think of all the horrible things that could happen to them. I want to share with you, sir, some sound from Vice President Mike Pence. He and I were talking about this issue last fall, and he, in many ways, sort of alluded to what you're talking about. You know, anybody's coming in, and he thinks there's some very bad actors involved in this. It's quite deliberate. Let's listen.
You're saying that this is more organized than previous groups that we've seen try and come to our border? Well,
we've seen organized caravans in the past. They oftentimes come in the spring, but
now in the fall.
This group was organized, whatever the intention. We know it was by leftist groups with human traffickers taking advantage of many vulnerable people.
So there they are, human traffickers, babies for rent or being trafficked effectively across our border. Who do you think's really behind this?
Well, you know, as the Vice President said, leftist groups, you know, a lot of people speculate George Soros is behind it. There's huge money from diaspora out there funding this to try to make the president look bad. And ultimately, the left wants this. They want this border to fail. They want the illegal immigration to peak and continue to crest. And they want the...
Okay, explain to me why, or to the viewers. I mean, why do they want this?
Okay, so let's talk, Trish, about why is no Democrat presidential candidate talking about national security? It's because you have to talk about national security. You have to believe in the nation. To believe in a nation, you got to believe in borders, and to believe in borders, you got to believe in securing borders. And they just don't believe that. And I have to tell you, this progressive agenda wants to see the destruction of this country as we know it and as we believe in it. And you know, today on D-Day, that, you know, the freedom being saved, Western civilization being saved, this very day, to be talking about now on the border, the left wanting to destroy this country from within by allowing illegal immigration. They do nothing about this, and that is their plan, overwhelming the Social Security system, overwhelming the social welfare network.
What's the thinking, though? I mean, how does it help them politically? Is the idea that people come here, they give birth to children who will vote for other Democrats? I mean, I'm just trying to understand the rationale,
Sure.
because economically, no, doesn't make any sense at all, General. Is there a political motive?
In the near term, the president ran on the wall, right? So they feel like they can beat the president if they make the wall fail and the border fail. That's in the near term. But their long range, you hear all of these candidates say, you know, O'Rourke saying, I'm going to tear down walls. What they want is open borders so that you know, of course, you know, the speculation is that all these people vote illegally, and there's been some proof of that. And also, when we look at just overwhelming the system.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, they can't. It's difficult to vote illegally. I hear you, and there's been. I get it. Like some evidence and concern of some of those things. It would be nice, for example, if New York would actually, you know, require some identification when you showed up at the voting booth. But that aside, I mean, I think perhaps they just want to see that kind of chaos. Ultimately, I'm not sure what their goal is, because to your point, it's not healthy. It's not good for our economy. Right. Thus, how is that productive for the nation? I'm going to leave it there, sir. Always a pleasure. General Tata, thank you.